Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Stonehearth Alpha 15. Where we last left off, we were working on this castle, right? We got some pretty good feedback regarding the castle as a whole. We also got a little bit of feedback regarding we need a town hall still. There goes my phone, good lord. We also need to get a town hall. It's been requested multiple times. I think we should think about doing it. I think this kind of area right here would be the perfect place to do so. I don't think it will be as involved as the castle, just because the castle is kind of my #1 priority now. It's kind of a newer thing that we haven't done on the channel yet, so I kind of want to focus on that a little bit today. So with that being said, we're just going to let it roll kind of on this slow mode here. Just let them kind of do their thing while we work on this. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight as to how I've been kind of building this castle up, right? It's been with this material right here for the most part, and I think for today, we got a goblin. See, this is the thing though, is we're gonna have to keep checking at least these warnings to make sure that our people aren't just getting killed, basically. Okay, we got a footman on it, I feel good about it. Maybe we pause it just for the moment, and take a look at this. So what do we want to focus on? Potentially getting the kind of the front of the castle done. Maybe not done, but closer to being done. Kind of working on these towers a little bit, right? So this is kind of how I've been going about doing it. Just kind of building them up one block at a time. This has been the method so far. And the thing about this method is I really don't know if they'll actually be able to build this or not is the big question, right? I think these are on the same level. They are. Okay, perfect. So we can keep building these guys up. Oh, good lord. Okay, undo that. Can't undo it. Perfect. Okay. Well, why don't we just erase it then? Great. I don't know if they're going to be able to build this just based off how we're actually going about constructing it is the thing. So that all seems good there. And then it's this guy right here we have to bring up as well. Oh, good lord. Get out of my life. Okay. So just building it up one block at a time. While I do this, we're going to talk about a couple other things. It's not just going to be this the entire episode, thankfully. So we just passed 251 subscribers, you guys. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Potentially not... Oh, good lord at this block placement. Okay, there we go. So potentially, I mean, that's really good growth. We've been growing really, really fast on the... Good lord. God. Dang it. We've been growing pretty fast on the channel, which I super appreciate. It kind of gives, you know, me, at least as the person who's kind of creating these videos for you, the viewer, it gives me a lot more motivation to kind of keep with it. It's kind of hard working like a full-time job and then, you know, coming home like I did today and then, you know, essentially for lack of a better word, than like kind of having to, you know, work on the video itself. Might be cool to do something like this. Right? I feel like towers will usually have, good lord, they'll usually have these windows kind of like this for like their archers and whatnot, right? So we can build something kind of like that, maybe? What do we feel about that? I kind of like that, actually. I think we'll go with something like that. Keep in mind, all of these towers will not be the same size, because that would be kind of uninteresting to me. But I digress. It does definitely give me a lot more motivation to keep recording, keep putting out content, and trying to stick to the schedule as best as I can. Clearly, we've missed a couple days here and there, but hopefully that's okay. It's just kind of the nature of the beast, as it were. Just I don't have as much time as I would potentially like to have when it comes to recording. But, you know, gotta pay the bills, and to pay the bills, you gotta go to work, and you kind of have to prioritize work before making YouTube videos, as it were, right? So that's just kind of the nature of that entire thing. Perfect. kind of like the way that this is coming together, actually. Build one of those guys right there. Right? Kind of enjoy that. Gives it a little bit more, gives it kind of a feature, right? So it's not just a plain wall there. We also have to kind of start thinking about what we want to do with this gateway as well. So maybe we take some time here, build up the, good lord, build up the front wall. We've had, moving on, good segue. Moving on. We've had a couple newer games on the channel recently, right? We've had Life in Bunker, which was pretty fun, actually. I've heard it's kind of a short game, but I was definitely struggle busting it with that game for sure. It was really fun to play, so I have no qualms about that at all. I think these should be blocked off, right? Yeah, these should be blocked off. Right? That makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Definitely a little bit of a harder game to play. At least for me, it's probably because I'm new and I kind of rushed through the tutorial a little bit. But it's something that I have some interest in keeping up with on the channel, at least for now. How's that? It's not great. Could we potentially work in any like wood? Oh, maybe. We may and we might. We'll come back to this. I just kind of want to get a good sense of the wall height. I think that's a pretty decent height for the walls, actually. So let's take a look. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high. 6 high feels pretty good to me, actually. So maybe we just focus on doing that. That's pretty easy, pretty mindless. So Life in Bunker is definitely something we've been playing on the channel. Well, we've done one episode, so. But it was pretty fun to play. It was pretty fun to record. I think I want to keep playing it. I think I kind of want to revisit it again once I potentially go through the tutorial again and get a better understanding of exactly how that game works. We're still going strong with XCOM. XCOM's not going anywhere. Let's just say that. It's one of my all-time favorite franchises, and I'm gonna play even though it doesn't get the attention that I wish it got on the channel, I guess you could say. The views are definitely a lot lower than Stonehearth, which I understand because a lot of the subscribers right now probably subscribe to the channel for Stonehearth. And don't worry, Stonehearth's not going away either, so don't you fret about that at all. That being said, I've been also always looking for more games to feature on the channel. I don't want to say I take requests, per se, but if you have a game that you would like to see on the channel, you think it would be fun, you think it would be good to record and play as a series, or maybe even just like a one-off, I'm totally open to that. 100% open to that. We did it, let's see. The last one we did was, I want to say it was Clicker Heroes. God dang it. I think it was Clicker Heroes. We had a subscriber that mentioned potentially playing that, and that was in response to the Plantera first impression video we did. So that was pretty fun. It clearly didn't turn into like a series by any means, but it was fun to do. It was a pretty fun game to play, actually. So if you have games you would like to see on the channel, whatever they may be, I will do my best to get them on the channel. That's not a promise. It's not a promise. I should definitely say that first and foremost. It's not a promise to put them on the channel. It's simply, if I can find a way to do it, I will certainly do my best in order to make that happen. Clearly, I'm not a full-time like YouTuber or anything like that, so I don't have a ton of money to go out and like purchase games all the time. So that's kind of one of the other things we have to consider there too. This is kind of coming along. It looks a little like wood though, which is weird. Right the walls kind of look like just wood. That's okay. I'm not too worried about that. So that being said, right? The series that are on the channel so far, kind of the more prominent series, I guess you could say, the Stonehearth series and the XCOM series, not going to go anywhere. I've been having a ton of fun collaborating with Zyth89. If you haven't checked out his channel, I recommend you do so. He puts out a ton of content as well, and he's been kind of growing his channel up over the last month or so, and we got a chance to collab a couple times as well. So if you haven't, if you're looking for potentially like some new content to check out, I would definitely give that a shot. So that being said, collaborating with Zyth89, we've done Portal Nights, which was really, really fun. It's kind of almost like a Minecraft like RPG type element to it. I guess we could probably unpause the game right now. But it was really, really fun to play. Is the point there? How's this looking? We got all the guys? Yeah, we got all the guys. We're doing great. I like this. I think it's coming together. I feel like the walls could use a little bit more detail, but I did get, you know, one of the subscribers mentioning like, yeah, we should add detail, but we shouldn't have too much of it. It should be like kind of, it shouldn't be prominent. It should be, you know, subtle detail. And that's something that we're probably going to struggle with a little bit, just in terms of getting it right. Clearly, this is the first castle we've... Oh, goblin sneaks into camp. Good lord. Clearly, this is the first time that we have... Well, that got really bright all of a sudden. Clearly, it's the first time we've ever built a castle on any of the Stonehearth series. So this one's almost sort of like a... kind of like a test. Good lord. Kind of like a test run almost, right? Just trying to figure it out, what works, what doesn't. God, it gets so bright, man. Get bright. I dig that. I think you can make the argument that the front two towers should be higher, maybe? How high do we want to make them? How big do we want to make this entire thing? Because what we have to decide is, like, is this going to be the main component, or is this going to be the main component of the castle, keep, whatever you want to call it, the fortress, maybe? Potentially. What's going on? Nobody doing anything here. I guess we should have babysat a little bit more. They're all over at the farm? Speed up time, good lord. Anyone gonna attack this guy? I guess you don't have to, but I would like it if you did. It's just one. Good lord. Oh, there's a lot more coming. They should automatically go for this. Yes, perfect. Okay. So we'll just turn it down to normal speed and keep working on this. Perfect. So we got kind of the basic wall height set up. I think that's as tall as I want to make the walls here. It seems like a pretty decent height to me. And I think... Whoa, there we go. What we can do here is just to add a little bit more detail. Is maybe even do something like this. And right, it's not even like that much, but I think it's gonna make a pretty big difference. Maybe even like that, potentially. Potentially. Let's see, let's build it up a little bit, see how it looks. So we're gonna do something like that. Doesn't look terrible. It just gives it a little bit more like defining like characteristic, I think. It just makes it not look just like a bland like all sand castle basically. Potentially build up these other towers as well. We should probably get these started. Just so we can get a better idea of what we're looking at here. And like I said, all the towers aren't going to be the same. They're probably all going to be different, as a matter of fact. And that's kind of what we're going for, really. We don't want everything to look exactly the same, right? Otherwise, it'd be That's one of the things we've been combating kind of like in the main town here, and that's kind of why I wanted to do the custom building here, is just to make it different, I guess, just to make it stand out a little bit more. And I think the castle is going to go a long way in doing that as well. Like, how cool is this going to be, like, once we get this part all set up, or at least set up to the point where we're happy with it, and then like have this part back here, and we can make this part like really, really high. So even when you're all the way back here, it's still going to kind of loom over all of this. I think that would be cool, personally. One thing I want to check out before we continue in on that, you know what we need to do? We need to turn off down defense mode. Good lord. Good lord. They were just standing there all night. What do we want to look at? We want to look at the carpenter. The shepherd's crook. Carpenter level 3. So we essentially just need to build a bunch of this stuff, right? And I think, well, let's take a look at the daily update. We killed it there, killed it there. Yeah. Let's go up to 21. Let's see how we do. What can we build? Potentially, like, cathedral arch chairs could be good. Considering we're building a castle, right? That kind of makes sense. Now, on the other hand, we also have to be kind of careful about what we do here. Let's take a look actually at our carpenter. What's that right there? Can we pull up your thing? Yes, 105. Oh, you got a ways to go actually. So we can build that no problem. Let's just start there and see where we end up with for them, because we also want to get the shepherd going as well, so we can get some of the wildlife in here as well, right? So this tower here, I feel like these are usually, they're either towards the top or toward the wall level, right? And I think potentially we finish the walls on this side as well. So if we build these up, it's really just trying to get an eye going and seeing, like, as soon as we have the walls complete, we can kind of look at the towers and get a better example of how high they're going to be. And here's the other thing that I wanted to mention as well, and hopefully you guys kind of see where I'm coming from with this. But this entire building is made out of these slabs. I honestly, I don't know if they're going to be able to actually build this building or not. If I had to take a guess, I'm gonna say no. I would say absolutely not, just based off past experience. So, given that, the option that we have is there is an insta-build command that we can utilize here in order to make this a thing, which is a little bit cheaty, right? There's no way around that. It's pretty cheaty in that sense, but it might be something we do. It might be at least something we consider doing, just to make sure that it all works out. Like, I don't want to do anything crazy, like, you know, if we try to build this and it's just like giant bug report, and then we have to restart the series. Like, I'm not about that. I'm not about that at all. So tell me what you think about that. I think I would do it personally. Oh, good lord. Just to make sure that you know, we get everything working, essentially. Make sure that we're actually able to complete this and be happy with it. We also have to think about what we want to start building in these areas as well. Like, I think this area right here will probably be like a little mini keep. I don't know what else we would put in. Like, we could put some just like random buildings in here, but it wouldn't really fit if we have random buildings out here. And by random buildings, I mean like houses. Like, I don't see houses being in here. First off, it's just not very big. Second, it's a castle, and typically, like, if I remember correctly, typically, like, the castle will overlook the town, basically. In some instances, they'll have some... Oh my lord. Where are footmen? They need to be here. Right now. Oh, these things look so cool. I really like how the stone golems look. Where are you going? Trader approaches your town. 6 clay bed for 1 bronze. No, I don't think so. Not today. Alright, they're gonna get this guy. No problem. Indeed. Indeed. I like how this tower is coming along. Really, we just need to find a good way to finish it off, to like cap it off. And I have some ideas regarding that. We can do stone. We can try to stick to clay. We could give it like this red clay, I suppose. We could also top it with something. I don't think we would do this, but it is an option. We could top it in this, but that doesn't really make sense based off we're using it as like character defining stuff. We could do, I don't think we're going to do wood either. My phone is just getting crazy right now. I like the idea of doing something blue. I don't hate that idea. We'll ponder it. We will ponder. This tower... Oh my god, the zoom is getting crazy. Okay, so this tower here. There we go. So let's continue building this up a little bit. Thief approaches. We're getting a lot of combat related stuff, which is making me a little bit nervous. Keep building this. Just like so. And then is that going to be tall enough? Because we want the towers to stand out, right? But we don't want them to be like way, way bigger than the walls, because that wouldn't particularly make too much sense. But we do want them to be, we want them to stand out clearly, right? So they're all going to be taller than the walls around them. That we know for sure. So we can push all of these up to that level. And then from there, we can make our changes, essentially. We can figure out what we want to do with them. So we can actually just take this and we can push all of this up to this level here. Perfect. Right? That's all the same. Same level? Same level. Great. Okay, so this looks a little bit more like a tower. I think if we do that, it'll define the towers a bit more. And then, oh, okay, hold on a second there. And then we can kind of decide what we want to do. Good Lord. Get out of here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm building it up 7 because the walls are going to be 6 high. If you're wondering why I'm choosing 7 here. So we know that they're going to be above the walls no matter what. Just like so, just like so. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. And this way, if nothing else, this will give us a better... Oh, okay. That was a quick combat right there. This way, it'll give us a better idea of what we're looking at. And I think even... maybe do... like we want to... make sure we're adding something here too. Maybe something like that. Maybe that works for us. Good Lord. The zoom gets really crazy once you start building a lot of stuff in this game, actually. So, oh gosh. One block at a time. So we can build something like this. And this will be easy to get up to the same level now. So 4, 5, 6. God Lord. 7. So this is kind of what I'm talking about in terms of, right, in the last episode, one of the things I talked about a lot in that episode is, what do you guys think? Are we just crushing it all over the place? Yeah, we are. 22. Absolutely crushing it. This is kind of why I wanted your guys' thoughts in terms of like what... That doesn't work like that. What do you guys think about in terms of doing this stuff on camera as opposed to like either off camera, like getting it set up before the episode and we can just kind of go over it, or maybe via like live stream even? Because if it was a live stream, we could at least be like responding and talking in real time, at least for the most part, for whoever decides to watch the live stream there. And then I can get like live input as well as just maybe like answer questions you guys might have, or you know, stuff along those lines. Like this is something that I think could be something that would be good to do in a live stream as opposed to episodic like this. Episodic, right? So we're getting some of the towers built up and they're kind of taking a little bit more shape rather than just being flat on the ground like that. I think that's going to go a long way in terms of letting us kind of see exactly what we're doing here. Just in the grand sense of the word. So 5 and 6. You 6 high? You should be. You are. Perfect. And then we'll do the same thing over here. That'll be 3, 4. Zoom out. 5, 6. Perfect. So we can see we're getting progress done. It's gonna be a big project is the thing. And if we focus on this for the episodes, it's gonna be a lot of that is my worry. And I don't want to turn you guys off of this series. We could probably sell some of these, I would imagine. Yeah, Gary, get out of here, you. How many flowers do we have? 56? Sell 30 of them immediately. And I think we're good with that. Dangerous Goblin. We got Footman on the scene. So if we do it on camera, like this episode, that's going to be kind of what it's like. It would be something that I'd be more comfortable, I guess, doing. If, like, for example, if I got a ton of questions from subscribers and then we could just kind of go through the questions as we do the building aspect of it, because it would be really good and really easy talking points to do while focusing on the castle. Without that, it's a little bit harder, because, like, I can keep talking about the castle and the castle and the castle, but imagine, like, you know, how long is this thing gonna take? We're still basically, like, sketching it out, basically, you know? Oh, good lord, burp. So let me know. Give me your thoughts. Give me your feels. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you didn't mind me rambling at you too much there. Give me your input on the castle. Give me your input on the things we talked about today. And as always, I do my very best to answer each and every comment that you guys leave. Provided that it's something that makes sense, I guess you could say. Town defense, we'll make sure to turn it off. Nailed it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you did enjoy the video or the series in general, hit that like button, let me know. If you want to see more, go and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Farmer level 1. And we'll see you next episode.